Kjetil Kolsrud. He is a journalist, a jurist, and an editor-in-chief at Rett24. I'll just give the stage to you, Kjetil.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. As was said here, I am the editor of Rett24. This is a newspaper, online newspaper for a niche newspaper for jurists or lawyers in Norway. I was asked to talk about the background for the publication and how we build this site on the Enonic platform, which I'm happy to, because I'm very happy with the product. It has worked very well for making this easy, fast moving news organization. But first of all, let me tell a little bit about my background. I've been a reporter for 25 years, most of the time in Aftenposten, large newspaper here in Oslo. I have a law degree from the University of Oslo from back in the days. And I left Aftenposten 6 years ago to go work in Delta, where Malin, nice to see you again, works. And I was there for a few years, and then a few years at NHO, Norsk Næringslivets Hovedorganisasjon, Norwegian Enterprise Corporation, I think the English term is. And while there in 2016, I had this growing idea of a website that could work. You have to see the background here is that you've over the last 10 years, or particular perhaps the last 5 years, you've seen a major development in the media business where niche sites are popping up quite successfully. Of course, driven by the fact that it's today very easy to start a whole new newspaper. Go back 20 years, or 25 years. You had to have a rotation print press to produce a new newspaper. Now you can just flip up a laptop at home and actually start producing content. So and we've seen a couple of these niche news sites being very successful. Perhaps one of the most prominent is Medier24, which I followed from the very beginning, which is a niche news site for journalists. They entered the market 6 years ago into a market that was actually quite full, a lot of reporting already on the media business. But still, in only a matter of a year or two, they basically wiped the ground with their competition and started making quite good revenue. On an easy business model based on producing fast news and selling classified job openings as their main income source. So I figured, well, this could be copied to the business I know most about, which is legal business. I have quite a few friends and relatives in the legal business, and I know the law system in Norway quite well. I worked a lot with it as a reporter in Aftenposten. So I figured, well, if they can do it in the media business, it surely can be done in the legal business as well. So I grew this idea that if I just put up a website and churned out law relevant news, then I could probably get lawyers to read it. And if I get the lawyers to read it, then I can sell them ads, which is the basic idea. So it's an easy business model. But my initial idea was that because I know nothing about coding, so I'll put this site up on WordPress, an easy WordPress solution that would even I could handle, and see where it goes. So that was the situation around in early New Year 2017. And I told my friend Runar Myklebust, hi, I'm sure you're watching, who was at the time a developer in Enonic, about my idea. And he was not very happy with the WordPress idea. he was quite certain that it would hit the wall quite fast because of everything about it. And he was right about that. Everyone that has started up on the WordPress solution has quite swiftly moved on to other solutions because it's not versatile enough. So he said that, well, I can put up this site, it's easy. So, okay, figured, okay, if it's easy, then have a go. So I sketched out the outlinings of what I needed. I was going to build this site on 3 content pillars. That was, I needed a news flow, obviously. I wanted a flow of opinions. I wanted to gather op-eds from viewers on relevant legal subjects. And I wanted the gossip dimension, as a who's who and who's been promoted partner at what firm and so on. So these 3 content pillars was going to be the main body of the site, and of course I needed the ads. So I sketched up, and of course I needed the front page for the site. So that's we sat down, and I told him about these outlinings of the things I needed. I needed the template for news articles. I needed a template for opinions. I needed a template for job openings, and I need a front page. And I need also, most importantly, perhaps, I'm going to be all alone on this. So I need an extremely easy system to work in, and I'm not going to have front editors who's going to be tweaking how the front looks. I'm not going to have any other support functions. I need a system where I can just put in a news article, and it appears on top of the front, and then the front flows down easily, unless I actively go in and adjust it. So it's like, sometimes I compare it to running a single person newspaper to sailing a sailboat on your own. You need all the ropes to meet up at the back of the ship, because you have to hold the rudder and pull all the ropes at the same time. And that's kind of what I needed here as well. A really user-friendly system. And the reason I was emphasizing this is that I worked in several systems over the years, and none of them have been easy. They've always been extremely complicated in different ways, but I remember we had in back 2010 or something, we introduced a new publishing system in Aftenposten, where I was at the time, and we have been working on it for years. And of course, Aftenposten is a very complicated publication, so it's not really comparable. But still, when we introduced it, people were like, they were half crying at their desks. We have 150 reporters, and none of them could figure out how to produce a simple story. Because there were so many variables that had to be filled in everywhere, and so I needed an uncomplicated, easy system. So with this in hand, Runa sat down and at home somewhere and sketched out these building blocks, these templates of some kind, and that was pretty much it for the spring of 2017. And we decided that in September, I had an idea. I wanted to go online in the fall, so October, November-ish was the plan. So we decided that in September he was going to take a week off, and I left my job, obviously, at this point. So I quit my job in June 2017, and I was going to spend the fall on preparing for the launch of this site. So we met up in, he took a week off in September, and we drove off to his parents' cabin on the West Coast for 1 week of 1 week workshop to actually build the site. And I can show you what that looked like. I don't know if you see this, but this is us sitting on this very old house on the West Coast. I was yabbing a lot, so he constantly kept putting these plugs in his ears to not have to listen to me. But basically, in 5 days, we built this site from scratch. We even designed the logo up there, and I was extremely impressed that it was possible to to write an entire website in those few days. And the code that he made up there was basically that was what this site ran on for 2 years, with very few adjustments, and it worked splendidly. And I can show you. This is the editing studio, where you see the site on the right. You're probably used to seeing this window of some sort. You're all using the Enonic XP from before, but the content folder, the ropes on the sail ship that I was talking about, these are the ropes. And some of them are more important than others. Articles and moving people and the jobs. Those are the three largest, biggest, and most important ropes. I have this different. I'll tell more about the others in a while, but the most important feature here is the possibility. So why isn't that not coming? Possibility to easily put in a new article on top of the articles file, and it magically appears on top of the front page. So you see the Økokrim Skeptisk story here is right now the top story, and below it you'll see, and this slot is programmed to at every point display the #1 story. So when I make a new #1 story, it'll appear here, and everything will flow down. The #2 story will appear here, whatever the #2 story is, and #3 and 4 and so forth, all the way down to the bottom. I think we display like 40 articles. We publish 2 or 3 news articles a day. This was this morning. I'll probably publish some more after we finish this meeting. And that is basically how the news flow works. You see, I told you about the templates I needed. This here marks the news article template, and this symbol here marks the opinion template, which you will see if I open it. It was important for me to have a template for the opinions that was not completely identical to the news articles, because I want readers to know when they're reading an opinion and when they're reading objective news. So you see, you have to have the byline with the photo of the author here to differ it, in contrast to the news articles, which have a simple, regular byline from me, mostly. This system works very easily, and the editor itself contains the basics. You need a title, you need an intro, and you need a byline, and you need a photo, and you need the text. That's basically what you need. Also, I use some fact sheets, which have been made, and basically it allows us to produce news articles in very few minutes if you have the content. Then, second most important thing, of course, is the jobs, which is where we make our money. And the most important rope in this category is the current ads. So we produce on a good day 3 or 4 ads, sometimes none, but on an average an ad or 2 a day, and the customers are quite baffled with the speed with which we are able to produce their ads, because most often they send us a link to some position they have either on their own website or on fin.no or wherever they are posting their job openings, and they send us a link, and in literally seconds we are able to reproduce it, because in this folder we have the company's previous customers. Every time we have a new customer, we have to make a new listing here. But here we have all the existing customers lined up, and all the ad images. If there are photos to the ads that have been used before, we have them also stored there. And because of this extremely efficient way of retrieving or reusing the information in the this system with the and that's where this search engine, the built-in search, Elasticsearch, comes in, which does this extremely efficiently. So if I was to make a new ad right now, I would click on the job ad. So I open up the job ads tab, and I call it just a job ad for Wiersholm, major law firm. Title image. They've been the customers here before, because so I just write Wiers. There they are. And they'll have some text in it of some sort. Here we will just copy paste the text from whatever ad they sent us, and we add the apply link of some sort. And the company has been here before, so I can just write Wiers on there as well. And they probably have an ad content image from before. Yes, they have. So I put that in, and basically there we are good to go with the information about the firm and the title. And here, of course, just to copy paste the text from the ad, fill in some. I didn't fill in these, but that has more properties down here to easily fill. And basically it takes us like literally 2 minutes to make the job ad. And we experienced that customers that have emailed us their ads, sometimes they ask, are you able to get this online for tomorrow or over the weekend or something? And then they are very baffled that quite often we send them a link in about like 120 seconds with, here's the job ad. Does it look good to you? It is extremely efficient, which is, of course, extremely important for us as a very small company. And this works the same way with the news articles. We with the same speed, of course, a bit more time to write the news articles because I can't simply copy paste it from somewhere else. But the principles are the same. One of them, as I told you, one of the main features here for me as an editor is the ability to relocate previously used information extremely fast. Both the images that are stored in the editor and previous articles, which is so easily retrieved in this instant Elasticsearch, makes the producing extremely efficient. So I'm very happy with that. So that's what it looks like to us. So this was basically what we had coming the fall of 2017, and although Runar has made quite some work on it on the last year, though. So, but the basics were the same. So my plan was that we were going to go live in November 2017, and I was figuring I'm not going to have any readers for the first couple of months anyway, so I'll just be writing for no one and getting to know the system and clean out if there are bugs, if there are any, and so forth. But as it turned out, this product hit the market quite well. I had been talking quite in depth with several people from the business whom I know, and to basically hear what their thoughts on this product before we went online. And they started sharing this side on their personal social media accounts quite instantly. So actually in just a few weeks we had a couple of we reached 1,000 or 2 viewers, and so these first couple of months with doing very slow business was I had to scrap that plan and start go full production immediately. Actually, I was kind of hoping for a couple of weeks of holiday there, but there were none. And there hasn't been since. Actually, I don't think I've had really a day off for the 3 years that has gone by since then. But we have been building an audience quite at an even pace, I would say, or growing organically. Very little advertising through social media. I used some postings, some paid postings on Facebook, especially the first year, but it was not really necessary. It spread in the business organically and has been growing steadily. Last numbers now, we are at about 100,000 page views a week. Between 20 and 30,000 unique visitors a week. Varies some, but that's basically where we are, which is, I think, probably where we are going to stay, because there are 20,000 lawyers or people with law degrees in Norway. So yeah, and this is a niche product, especially aimed for them. So I don't really see us expanding this product very much in terms of readership. We could probably publish more content and have more page views, but I don't think we are going to grow very much in terms of unique visitors a week, unless we expand the product very much outside of the scope of what the common lawyer would be interested in. And I don't think I want to do that, because I want to keep the niche feel of it. So that's where we are. We had quite success with a couple of news stories that have lifted the audience, especially last fall with the NAV scandal, which I covered quite intensely and successfully, which gave us a boost to the level where we are now. But that's where we are probably going to stay. I think. But there are still a lot of ground to be covered in terms of the ad revenue, because most of the job openings in this business are published on fin.no, which is our main competitor. There are probably 6 or 7 ads on fin.no today for every ad that comes our way. Our plan is obviously that all of them are going to come our way, so we can quintuple or pentuple or sextuple our revenue from today. I have that's the ambition anyway. And we are steadily growing there as well. We had set a revenue record now in November. We had close to 50 job openings posted on our site. And also we are growing, eventually growing revenue from display ads. We have not incorporated any Google ads, AdSense programmatic ads on this site. We don't want them. They don't look good, and they don't pay really well. And also, I don't want ads for. I want the ads on this site to be relevant in the legal context. So, and I don't want ads for malls and diapers and Pepsi Max or whatever. So 80% of our revenue is from the job openings, and then we have a growing revenue from subcontractor industry for the legal business. We have from the forlag, from those producing legal textbooks, are advertising, and we have seen some display ads from tech industry that delivers legal programming for law firms, for accountants, and for legal analysis and things like that. So that's like probably around 20% of our revenue now. That's also a market I predict we could grow. I suddenly remember I had to show you one more feature from the editor, which I'm kind of proud of because or impressed with. That's probably more correct. I'll show you my. I'll go back to the share here. Back to the ropes from the sailboats. One of the smaller ropes that we are not using very often, I actually used it just twice, is the surveys, or the Survey 2000, as Runar calls it. The background for this small rope is that, of course, as an editor, you want to know who are your readers, and maybe even more importantly, the advertisers want to know who are your readers. Because if we are going to sell ads, we need to tell our customers that who they are going to reach. So Runar came up with this Survey 2000 that is a very impressive system for making pop-up surveys directly to our users in an extremely efficient manner. So in this, I'm not going to open it up now because I have to change the windows and stuff. But what it basically does is that this application allows us to, at whatever point we want to ask a question to our readers, we just fill out a simple form with the question that we want them to answer, and perhaps alternative answers if we will like that. And we add what page we want this displayed on. And as the moment we press publish on it or go live on it, the website applies this survey form as a pop-up to all the readers that are guests to whatever site or whatever page we decide. We ran this twice, this spring and in the spring of 2019. With simple questions that how old are you, what is your business, what is your earnings, what are your preferences, and this and that. So we like 6 or 7 questions to like map up the readership. And the first time we ran it on all pages on the entire site, which meant that if you came into the site through social media or through a job ad or whatever way you came in, you would get this pop-up. Last time we ran it, we ran this survey purely on the front page because we wanted to ask the question just to like the core audience, which is of course, if you run the pop-up on every page, then you'll have also the stray readers that coming through social media. But we wanted the core readers from the front page. So every visitor to the front page got this pop-up. Would you like to contribute to our small survey? Or people overwhelmingly responds yes. So we get in 24 hours we get a couple of thousand replies. Which is great data for us, and we get the immediate results live as they fill out the forms. So we can follow the input of data live and the statistics. And from these reports, we can tell that 20% of the audience or 30, I think, are lawyers. How many are students? How many are public prosecutors? How old they are? Men, women, the things that you really want to know when you're going to sell ads, because those buying ads want to know who am I reaching. We also learned that approximately 85 to 90% of our readers have law degrees, and the last 10% are people that are a lot more than average interested in legal stuff, I guess. Of course, this is an open website. We don't have any paywalls, so everyone's welcome. But the content is definitely designed to reach lawyers in particular.
Kjetil,
yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's this, can we see the survey? Can we see the?
Yes, of course you can. Leserundersøkelse vår 2020. That's the name of this survey. Here we add the path to where the survey is activated. So basically here we can write whatever page. If we wanted to do the survey on one particular news story, we could. So here we can just easily put in the the path to, let's say I wanted to know who read exactly this article. I'm not going to do that probably, but I could, and that's quite impressive. The first time we ran it, we had basically an opening here, just an open slot here, so we ran it on every single page. But this with this path, we could narrow it down to just the front page. And here's something Runar found out. I don't know what it's going to use this, but it's probably smart. When the survey is activated, the readers will get a text, and I edit that text here, just write whatever I want the pop-up to say. So this was what we ran last spring, and they have two options: either confirm or reject. So they click buttons with the text that we have put here, and if they confirm, then they will be. If they don't confirm, they'll be sent out. And they confirm, they will be sent to the questions. And here are the questions, which we had last time, with age, title, frequency. Yes, this was a very important question. How likely is it that you're going to change employers over the next year? Because obviously, I want to go to the customers and say, hey, 70% of our readers are looking for jobs. You should advertise with us. And luckily for us, a very large amount of our readers are interested in lawyers change jobs a lot. So that's good for our business. In some businesses, people stay in their jobs for decades. Lawyers tend to change their employers quite often. So there's quite a lot turnaround in this business. So a lot of ads. So, and if we came up with more questions, then we could easily just add the survey question, write the question, and inside the question we could add multiple option answers or whatever we would like. It's and publish it. It's extremely efficient and easy.
Thank you. We're a bit over our time, but I don't know if you have anything else in your presentation.
I can go on for hours. Just so just if you have any questions, just fire it.
Yeah. So we had one question: can you adjust the article order on the front page by sorting the articles in the article folder in Content Studio?
Yes, I can. That's one of the first things I asked Runa to adjust after these hectic 5 days in the fall of 17. We didn't have that possibility, but then I said I have to be able to adjust it because sometimes I need a story up or down on the front page. And it took him like literally 5 minutes to add this sorting function. So and then we have that same sorting function on the job ads and on the other sides, on the other folders where I need this feature.
Okay, great, thank you. I was also wondering if their Surnator 2000 can be added as an app on Enonic Market.
You'd have to ask Runar about that because I know nothing.
I will ask Runar. And we will let the rest of you know later on. I'm really impressed what you guys have done and that you're like two guys running an online newspaper. So well done, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for presenting what you have done.